Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be playing a solo game of Mass Effect Priority Hagalaz. This is the third mission in this campaign, and I will be playing Atlas Binary. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I am mostly set up here to play Mass Effect Priority Hagalaz. The mission is to be Atlas Binary. This is the third mission in a 5-mission campaign, so if you have not watched the previous two, you can find the links in the description. So first I played Through the Breach, and then I did Wrex's Loyalty mission, and now we're on Atlas Binary. And now would be a good time to remind you that this is full of spoilers, so if you don't want anything spoiled, now would be the time to click away. So for this mission, I pulled Garrus back out and put Liara back in. Liara is pretty good. I just don't so much like this track here, but if I can unlock Pure Biotic, that is really helpful. That's a really cool one. So I want to try and make use of her biotic abilities. You know, she can put biotic effect tokens on enemies, and she can stun minions. So those are both really helpful. I'd like to do those. And so the enemies are the same as the Wrex loyalty mission. It is Cerberus again, using enemy forces level 1 and 2. So it'll be exactly the same as that mission. So I've got my deck here, and they're already shuffled, but I'll just shuffle them real quick. I'll mash, shuffle them a little bit. And so Shepard is on point. Wrex will be second, Tali third, and Liara fourth. And Liara has Sabotage Turret now. We got that from the intel from the last mission. So I think I'm going to try and make heavy use of that. Here we go. So we pass these out to everyone. Shepard's got First Aid. Hopefully we won't need it. Wrex has Shoot It 46 more times, and that one's awesome. Also, Redundant Physiology and Lift Grenade. So Wrex has been crushing it, which I think is typical for Wrex. And so the map is set up except for the minions. We've got these two Atlas mechs, are the two elite enemies in there. Each of them has 3 levels of shields with 6 hits each, but they're both behind locked doors, so they're both shrouded right now. They are on the stunned side. So let's read this synopsis here at the top. This is from Edie. We're starting to lose scanner resolution this deep into the cruiser, but according to my readings, Cerberus has deployed at least 2 Atlas-class mechs into your sector. You'll need to bypass this area to reach your mission goal, Shepard. You may be able to retrieve the mech activation codes, allowing you to sabotage the mechs and weaken any others you find. Or you could apply a more kinetic approach and simply destroy them. So we can see the Renegade option for completion here is to just destroy both of the mechs, whereas the Paragon option is to sabotage the mechs. So I think I'd prefer to go the Paragon route, but we'll see how it goes. So we do have additional setup instructions here. It says, if it shows you scored a victory for the mission Through the Breach, read story paragraph 49. So we did do that, so let's read 49. There's a faint smile on Liara's face as she taps her Omnitool scanner readout. I do enjoy seeing a plan come together. After setting up loot tokens, place a random loot token from the supply on each bonus loot hex so that each one contains 2 tokens instead of 1. And I've already done that, so this one has 2, this one has 2, and this one has 2. The others have 1, and then there's 2 left over in case we draw some sort of hazard card that tells us to place some loot. And then it says, additional rules, the Bay awakens. If the hazard deck is reshuffled, read story paragraph 108. And there's also stockpile resources. If the squad mates have a total of at least 5 loot tokens between them when the mission ends, not counting loot tokens that they have discarded, read story paragraph 63. So those are just a couple other things to aim for. So let's see what we're doing here. Let's read download mech codes. That's what we're working on right now. A squad mate in a hex containing an objective marker, or an objective token, can use a mission action to retrieve a mech code, as long as they do not already have one. Move the objective token next to their squad mate sheet. So you actually put it on the squad mate who's doing the action. Once 2 squad mates have mech codes, this stage is complete, and then you read a story paragraph. So there's 1 in this room with this mech, 1 in this room with this mech, and then 1 in this small room that's just going to have 1 minion. So I'm leaning towards this one and this one, because when you get in this room, you can grab this code and get back out and only have one opportunity attack. But this room, I mean, the mech is right behind the door, so you're going to have to destroy it before you can get the code, or you're going to have to like run away and draw it out and get around it somehow. And then, so I guess that's why there's probably 2 loot in that one. So if you do destroy it, you can go in there and get the loot as well. But I think I'd rather just get the double loots. Those are a little easier, more valuable. And then because I do have 1 Paragon victory so far, we do have the 1 Paragon die here, which I did get to use in the Wrex loyalty mission. But if you didn't watch that, the idea is you roll this with all the other die, and then when you use it to take an action, you still get 3 other actions. So like 3 actions from the white dice every time, but the blue can give you a 4th additional action, or a 5th if you manage to get another one. So I think I'm going to put Shepherd here, Wrex here, Liara here, Tali here, and Liara here. And then Tali also starts with her drone, Chatika, on the same hex. So Shepherd's going to come out this way and hopefully try and unlock one of these, probably this door. I'm going to have Wrex try and come around this way because I see all these minion spots and try and clear a path a little bit. I will try to have Tali go to the further door, and then Liara work on some of the stuff going on here. So let's draw the minions now. So we have a Guardian, an Assault Trooper, Engineer, another Engineer. This one is Shrouded. This is a Guardian, level 2. Oh, we got 2 down here. Assault Trooper, Engineer, an Assault Trooper up there, Guardian here, and an Engineer here. Okay, I think that's all of the spawn spots. So now we're all set up and we're ready for our first roll. And as usual, when the game starts, Shepherd is on point. So let's start the first round. All right, we've got 2 stars there. So we flip one of these over. And no more stars. All right, so we need Shepherd to move. And what's the wall situation here? It's got to come up. She's got to come up. I've got FemShep on this one. I've been alternating. And Shepherd's going to take an opportunity attack, but I'm just going to live with that. So she's going to start by moving 3. So 1, 2, 3. She's still in this engineer's adjacency. And then I'll take a 2 move action. And I'll just move 1 space, and that causes an opportunity attack here. So Shepherd takes 1 hit from that engineer. And then I'll have Shepherd take a hack action to unlock this door. And that unshrouds this Guardian. Okay. And now that I look at the map, Shepherd looks super exposed. Maybe this was not the right plan. Well, wish me luck. Let's reveal this hazard card. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. Well, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all 2 away, and none of them have a direct line of sight to Shepherd. So when there is a tie, the squad mate or the player can choose which minions to activate. So I think I'll choose this one. I'll have that one move up, and then have this one move down like that. Now they both have a line of sight on Shepherd, but at least nobody did any attacking. So Wrex is next, and I think I still do want to have Wrex come around this way and do some attacking. So I'm just going to roll all of the dice. There's plenty of them. And 1 star. So we flip this calm token to the enraged side, re-roll it. Oops, knocked that over. I don't know what it was, but now it's different. Okay, so I will have Wrex move 2. 1, 2, and then I'll do a normal shotgun blast for 2 damage to this enemy, and they only have 2 health, so they're defeated. So we'll mark Wrex First space on this track for this mission. The enemy goes back into the bag. And now Wrex will move 3. 1, 2, 3, going through this loot space. So we got some meta gel, that's good. And now I'll use this regular or standard action, and I will have Shepard use a command token to flip it. So now it's an enhanced action right here, and I'm going to pair this with shoot it 46 more times, which again says once per turn, when you allocate a die to shotgun blast, resolve it twice. So this one, because it's enhanced, does 4 damage, and I could do that twice. So I'm going to do 4 damage here, which takes this guy out. He only has 2. And 4 damage here, which takes this guy out. He's only got 3. So I took out 2 more guys. 1, 2, and Wrex is leveled up already. So pretty good first turn for Wrex. Good job clearing stuff out. And the only level up I can grab, oh, I guess that's not true. I've just got a card over it. So I can get either fitness or I can get what Krogan do best. What Krogan do best involves taunting, which if an enemy is not adjacent to any squad mate, then you can have them approach Wrex at the beginning of your turn, but usually enemies are adjacent to at least one squad mate. And then there's fitness, so flip a calm token to its enraged side and recover a hit point. And I can get that because redundant physiology is already unlocked. And so I think I will go with fitness. I like that one because Wrex is always in the thick of things, so he's generally getting injured a lot. So it'd be good if he could recover 1 hit point on his turn. So now let's check this hazard card, and it says spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, then activate that minion. So it could be either of these spaces, and I guess I'll pick this one because it's a little bit more shielded from everybody else. Well, I don't expect anyone to follow Wrex, so maybe I'll go right there. Yeah, let's do that. And we have an assault trooper. So we now activate them. They do 2 damage, so Wrex loses 1, 2 shields. Okay, that was okay. Next up is Tali. So do I want to save any of these? Do I want to lock a die? No, I think I'm going to roll them all. No stars, so Chitika's not coming with me wherever I go. Oh, and I'd really like to use Sabotage Turret, specifically the enhanced version, but I didn't roll any enhanced, and Shepard doesn't have any command tokens right now, so I can't use that. That kind of stinks. That would be great right now. Gosh, this is going to be not a very good turn for Tali. So let's have her move 3, I guess. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have her move again 1 space, and she'll stand on this spawn spot and then do 1 damage to this engineer here, but that engineer still has 2 health left. So not a very effective turn for Tali. Activate each engineer. Oh man, okay. And then spawn a minion at the furthest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate. So let's activate the engineers first. I believe I just said this is an engineer. Yes, so this one is going to shoot Tali for 1. This one will also shoot Tali for 1, I think. Yeah, so that's okay. Tali's doing her job of being a damage sink since Shepard is right there. So each of these engineers will attack Tali. 1, 2. Are there any more to activate? Nope, that's all the engineers. And then I need to spawn on the furthest space away. So that's got to be this one. So we get another engineer. All right. Not too much of an issue with that. And Liara is last. So I'm going to lock this movement or action die just to make sure Liara can do something. I don't want to get stuck. And I rolled 2 more actions, so okay. Oh, and at the end of Tali's turn, let's have the drone return to Tali too. Okay, so for Liara, she's going to move 2. 1, 2 to get around those walls. That's the only way she can get out of that corner. And she can't move again, so she's got these 2 dice. And no one is in her line of fire but this assault trooper. So she'll do a pistol shot for 1 damage. This one has 2 health. And then she'll do lift, which deals 1 damage to an enemy in her line of fire. So that's 2 hits. So this enemy's down. She gets 1 marker here. So that goes back in the bag. And her hazard card says activate each assault trooper and each elite enemy. So assault troopers first. There's 1 there and 1 there. And this one's closer. It can't attack anyone, so it'll move 2 like this. This one also can't attack anyone, so it'll move to like that. And then I cannot activate either elite enemy because they're both shrouded. So I suppose I need to draw a new minion from the bag and spawn them at the closest location, which is either of these. So I'm going to choose this one next to Wrex, and it's an engineer. So we can probably do something about that. And that is it for the round. So now everybody's shields go back up, they recharge. Nobody lost any health. We pass out 4 more of these hazard cards. Pass the on-point token to Liara and grab the dice, and then we can roll for Liara to go first. So this is the second round. Liara's roll. So it looks like we've got 2 stars in there, 0, 1. And let me re-roll those stars. And ideally, only those stars. Let's try not to knock any other dice. Okay, so what are we going to have Liara do? Oh, and this should be clear from the end of last round. That doesn't get to stay. And I think I'm going to use this Paragon die on Liara to move 2. 1, 2. Now she can take 3 more actions. And I'll start with, this one, this enhanced die, pistol shot. With the enhanced die, if the enemy is within 3 hexes, you can deal 3 damage. So 1, 2, 3, which takes out that enemy. So this advances down. That's good. So 1 more enemy, and she can level up Pure Biotic. That would be awesome. So next, let's use a regular die to... Which are we going to do? Let's do Lift. So deal 1 damage to an enemy in Liara's line of fire and give it a biotic effect token. So let's hit this engineer right here who's got 3 health. So now they're down to 2, and they've got a biotic effect token. So their 1 damage is negated. If they try and attack, they'll do 0 damage. And I still have 1 action left, and that is going to be to stun. So I'll use this die here to do a regular action to stun 1 minion in Liara's line of fire. And so we'll choose this Assault Trooper back there. Is now stunned. They won't do anything the rest of this round. So I think that was pretty productive. Let's see what the hazard card has for us. Escalation. So there's the first one of those, and now we need to redraw. And we have spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, and then spawn at the furthest empty hex. And so the closest will be that one or that one. They're both 3 away, so I'll stick with this one. And then that will be the furthest away. So we'll do closest first. And we have a guardian. And the furthest, we also have a guardian. They both do 2 damage, have 3 defense, and they're ranged. So that could be dangerous. Shepherd is next. I'm going to have Shepherd lock one of these enhanced action die and roll the rest. 2 stars. So we flip one of these command tokens over, re-roll. No more stars. Okay. So at least we got 1 command token. So this is going to be pretty simple. Shepherd needs to use an enhanced die to deal 2 damage with shoot. And we'll hit this one who has 3 health, -1 because they've already been hit. So that takes out this 1 engineer. And that's Shepherd's first kill this mission. And then we will do the same thing again. Oops. That was an enhanced to this engineer who only has 2 health. So we've taken out a second minion. And then we'll move 2 spaces. 1, 2, and we're on this mission objective token. So next turn we can take a mission action to pick it up. And that is representing that we're downloading the mech codes. So of course I'll have to take out this guardian somehow before I get out of there, but let's see what the hazard card has for us. Activate each engineer and each elite enemy. Luckily I just took out 2 engineers, so there's 2 more here. Each one is going to do 1 damage to Wrex. 1, 2. And then I cannot activate an elite enemy, so I have to spawn on the closest hex, and that is going to be up towards the top. And now we pass the turn to Wrex. And I want Wrex to break stuff and run around. So ideally, Wrex is going to take out these two guys and grab at least that loot. So let's lock a 3 movement. We didn't get any stars, but we did get an enhanced action, and that's fine. So we'll start with that, which deals 4 damage to an adjacent enemy, and with shoot it 46 more times, I can resolve it twice. So let's do 4 damage here, and then 4 damage here, which takes out both of them. So that was easy. And then we'll move 3. 1, 2, 3, grabbing these 2 loot tokens. And so we have a grenade, and a grenade cache. So a grenade that does 2 damage and a grenade that does 3 damage. That's clutch. Okay. And then 1 more triple move. 1, 2, 3. We get that loot token. And that is an Intel data pad. So if we can get 3 of those, we can level somebody up after the mission as well. So I've not forgotten, if we have, when the mission ends, at least 5 unused loot tokens, then we get something. We get to read a paragraph. It's presumably good. So we have 4 now, but I'll probably use their grenades, so I need to keep picking some of these up. That was good. That was a really effective turn for Wrex. So let's see what the hazard card is. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. Well, it's definitely going to be this one. It's going to do 3 damage. So that's 1 gets through the shields, 2, 3. And I have redundant physiology. It says you cannot lose more than 2 hit points as the result of a single attack. So even though that was 3, 1 of them was the shields, the other 2 were hit points. And then the next closest will be this assault trooper who cannot attack anyone, but they will move 2 spaces closer to Wrex. And yeah, Wrex says, bring it. So next up is Tali, and then we'll be done with the round, and Tali will get to go again. So Tali will go twice in a row, and I will lock one of these either or die so that she doesn't get locked out of doing anything. Oh, and we got a star, so we can move Chatika twice. So I guess let's move 1, 2 on top of that enemy, and then re-roll that star. Okay. And I think this will be pretty easy. I'm going to have Tali move 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to use this die, but I'm going to turn it into an enhanced action with a command token here. So I flip it to the enhanced side, and now Tali can do 2 damage to this enemy, which takes that enemy out. Now Tali has got a kill for this mission too, so maybe, ideally, we can get her to level up again. That'd be good. And then for her third action, I'm going to have her move 2 more times, 1, 2, so she lands on this spawn space, and there's no opportunity attack here because that enemy is stunned, so they cannot do an opportunity attack. So that was all of Tali's actions. So now we flip over the hazard card, spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, and then activate each engineer. So let's draw. I think the closest is going to be here. And wouldn't you know it, it's an engineer. But I guess that's good because that's the only engineer out there, so otherwise I would have to draw again. So Tali is in that engineer's line of fire, so she's going to take 1 hit through her shields, and that's not so bad. Actually, that worked out really well. So that's the end of the round. So now this stunned enemy is no longer stunned. And Wrex's shields go up, Tali's shields go up, and we pass the on-point token to Tali and grab all the dice back. And we'll pass out the hazard cards again. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so Tali is up first. Let's roll for this third round. And so I can move Chatika up to 6 spaces. I guess I will. And I'm going to go here to where that turret is. So I might disable that later. And I'm going to re-roll my stars. Okay, so first I'm going to have Tali move. And she's going to go 1, 2. And so she went out of that. There's an opportunity attack there. So that's, oops, that's not Tali. 1, 2 damage from that Guardian. That's a little risky, but that's what I'm going to do. and then I will use a regular action to hack. So I'm unlocking this door, and now that unshrouds this Atlas mech, which does 3 damage at range. So we have one elite enemy out and about, and now the last action, I'm going to do this sabotage turret. So because it's an enhanced die, I can choose any active turret and deal 2 damage to each enemy in that turret's line of fire. And so I'll choose this turret here, 2 damage to that engineer, takes out the engineer, which is another kill for Tali, so that's pretty cool. Oh, and what did I do? I moved, I hacked, and I sabotaged, but I didn't place a die for movement. Well, that was silly. This one, I guess. Oh, there it is. I placed it on Wrex. Okay, that makes sense. Not placing it on Wrex, but, I found it anyway. So that was Tali's turn. Perhaps I should have had her grab that loot, but I didn't. So let's check the hazard card. Activate each Guardian and Engineer. Well, this Guardian can't hit anyone, so they're going to move closer to Tali. This Guardian also can't hit anyone, so they'll move so that they can hit Liara in the future. This Guardian will attack Wrex for 3. Jeez, 1, 2, 3. That's a big one. This Guardian attacks Shepard for 2. Gosh, that Guardian attacks Liara for 2. It's like all Guardians out there. And then there is no Engineer, so I need to draw. And they'll be right there by Tali. An Engineer. Okay, well that was a lot of shield damage in the first turn of the round. I don't love that, but let's see what Liara can do to fix it. She's next. So let's just roll everything for Liara. We got 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that track is maxed out. And we'll re-roll the stars. And ideally nothing else. Another star. Okay. So, what am I going to do? Well, I'll use this enhanced action, and I can do a pistol shot. This enemy is 1, 2, 3 away. So since they're within 3, I can deal 3 damage, which takes out that Guardian. So that's a 3rd kill for Liara. Oh, that's great. She levels up. So I'm putting that on Pure Biotic. That's great. And I might as well use this effect. I don't know why I didn't use it a second ago, but I can see all 3 of these cards right now before they happen. So let's slide that back. So this is going to be an escalation, and then I'll have to draw a new one, so that'll be a question mark. I'm going to activate each Guardian, and there are a bunch of Guardians. And then spawn a minion, and then another escalation. Okay, I'm going to get my 3rd escalation. So nothing we can do about that, but taking out Guardians would be good, at least before the end of Shepard's turn. So here's what I'll do. I'm going to have Liara move twice. 1, 2, cover up that spawn hex, face that way, because now she's in line of sight of that Guardian that's right next to Tali, who's already been hit a few times. And I'll just use a regular action to have her stun that minion, that Guardian there. So that Guardian's not going to do anything. So that'll help to minimize some things. So that was all 3 of her actions. So we've got our escalation. It's her 2nd one. Draw a new card. I wish it was reprieve. Activate each Guardian and elite enemy. Boy, this is going to hurt. Well, luckily, that Guardian's stunned. This one has no one in their line of fire, so I guess they're going to move 1, 2 to get both Liara and Shepard in their line of fire. This Guardian attacks Wrex again for 3. Wrex can only take 2 because of redundant physiology, but that takes out Wrex. That's bad. That is a problem. And did I already activate this one? I don't think I did. That's 2 damage for Shepard. 1, 2. Oh boy. And that was just the Guardians. And now I need to do the elite enemy, which can't hit anyone, but it can move here, blocking Tali's path. So that kind of sucks. All right. Now the Guardians are going to activate again, which will almost certainly kill Shepard. So that's going to be an issue. So I better roll and get some good stuff. Only got 1 core ability. Okay, that's what I'm looking at, huh? Oh, but Shepard's in better shape than I thought because this door acts as a barrier, so that Guardian can't shoot through the door at least. So I've only got to worry about this Guardian right now for Shepard, which is still an issue. So let's do this. Let's first take a mission action to gain these codes. So we put this on Shepard's player sheet. So that's the first set of mech codes. I'm going to need a second set. And then we'll use this enhanced action to shoot this Guardian and do 2 damage. And I hate to do it, but I'm going to use this grenade as well to do 2 more damage to take out that Guardian. So that is 4 damage total. Kind of a waste of a grenade, but that's what it is. And I'm going to take all 4 actions, but in the dumbest way possible. I'm going to do 2 moves for Shepard and just move 1 space. And now I'm at the door. So from here, I can throw this grenade cache, which does 3 damage to this enemy and any adjacent enemies. So that one too. So it takes out both of these enemies. Oh, and I have leveled up now for sure. Oh, whoops, I'm taking 4 actions, so I needed that one. Sorry, not that one. And we're going to have that level up go to Adrenaline Rush. So before you resolve Shoot, you may move into an adjacent hex. This does trigger opportunity attacks as though it were part of a move action. So that's useful, but I really want it so I can unlock Carnage. That one's really good. And so now we'll take this last action. I guess it didn't matter which die. I'm going to take a 4th action to move twice, and I'm only going to go 1 space. I'm going to go here. So now we flip over this hazard card and it's activate each Guardian. We knew that would be the case. So this Guardian is now inactive and this one has no one in their line of sight. So they're going to move here to get Shepard in their line of sight. And then we need to spawn a minion at the closest hex. And there's a 3-way tie. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to go in there. That's an assault trooper who can do 3 damage, has 2 shields, and can do the rush tag. So then the turn would pass to Wrex, but Wrex is down. So this is the end of the round. Now we know that this is a 3rd escalation, but when a squad mate goes down, you take their card and put it on the bottom of the deck. So it's kind of nice that we looked at that and knew that. Oh, this gets discarded. So now we do have to lock 3 dice with Wrex. Kind of stinks. But we take the other ones back. And that includes the Paragon die. And the on-point token would pass to Wrex, but Wrex is down, so it goes back to Shepard. And we recover everybody's shields. There we go. Okay, that's good. And this enemy is active again. Guardian, 2 damage, 3 shield. Okay, now we pass out 1, 2, 3 cards. We don't pass 1 to Wrex because Wrex is down. So now we can go into the next round. We're going to roll all these dice for Shepard. We've got 1, 2, 3 stars, so I can flip over 2 command tokens. So now they're all active. Let's re-roll these stars. Okay, that looks all right, I think. So now I'm going to move Shepard twice. 1, 2, so I never left this enemy's adjacency, so no opportunity attack. And then I will revive Wrex. So Wrex is back up. And when we do that, all the Blood Rage tokens have to be on the calm setting. Shields go all the way up, health is at 1. And then I'll use this enhanced action on first aid so that an adjacent squad mate can recover 2 hit points. 1, 2 for Wrex. And I think while I'm at it, I'm going to spend this meta gel on Shepard. 1, 2. Get back up to full health. We don't want Shepard to die. And now we can deal 1 card off the top of the deck, 1 hazard card to Wrex. So we're pretty far away from having 5 loot left now. I'm down to just 1 loot. So I don't know if I'm going to get that one. But everyone's alive again, so, that's a plus. So let's resolve this hazard card, and it's Reprieve. Okay, now is a good time for Reprieve. So we place a random face-down loot token on the furthest spawn point from the current squad mate. So that's going to be here. And then if there are any escalation cards face up next to the mission book, shuffle one of them back into the hazard deck. So into here, and then instead of discarding this card, return it to the game box. So 1 less escalation card now. And then this is kind of interesting. So this one's out of the game. That's Reprieve. And it says, additional rules here. If the hazard deck is reshuffled, read story paragraph 108. I think it's specifically talking about if it's reshuffled from 3 escalation cards, not from the reprieve card, because reprieve is never supposed to do anything bad, and then shuffling the escalation deck or the hazard deck is generally bad. So I think this is probably telling you, hey, you've done something bad, go read this story. So because I shuffled it due to reprieve, I'm going to skip that. I'm just making a ruling. As I play, I think that's probably the right way to do it. But if I change that ruling in the future, then I'll put a note here while I'm editing so you can see it on screen or down in the description. All right, so that reprieve is nice because now I've got one less escalation card. And now we can go to Wrex. So we can add these into the pool, and Wrex can lock any of these die. But I don't think I need to lock any of them. I'm just going to add these in and roll everything. So 1 star. Oh, another star, that's good. Okay. What are we going to have Wrex do? I mean, ideally a bunch of damage, right? Oh yeah, this could be okay. Let's have Wrex use this die. The Paragon 1 to move 2 and can move through Shepherd, just can't land on a squad mate. And we'll do a enhanced shotgun blast for 4 damage to this Guardian and take them out. And then we'll move 2 again. 1, 2. And we'll do enhanced shotgun blast again, this time with shoot at 46 more times. So 4 damage to each of these enemies, which takes them both out. So Tali's in a little bit better shape now. But unfortunately, she'll have to get the heck out of there because that mech is not going to work for her. So let's see what Wrex's hazard card is. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. Oh, well, that's going to be the elite enemy. And then it's going to be this one way over here because those are the only 2 enemies. So the elite enemy is going to do 3 damage to Tali. 1, 2, 3. Good thing she's got all those shields. And then this enemy can move up to 4 spaces. And they can do that in such a way to be adjacent to Wrex. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it could have been worse. Could have been better. And Tali's up next. I'm just going to roll everything. Okay, 1 star, and I don't intend to use it. Okay. Oh, this is good. I'm going to use this enhanced die on Sabotage Turret so I can choose a active turret and do 2 damage to each enemy in its line of sight. So this turret is active, and that enemy has 2 health and it's in its line of sight. So that enemy is defeated. That worked out pretty nice. And this goes down, so Tali gets to level up now. Oh, wow, and Sabotage Enemy is super cool. It won't work on the Atlas mech, sadly, but Sabotage Enemy says choose a minion with a range tag, so anyone who can, fire at range, and deal damage equal to its attack value to an enemy in its line of fire. So you can have the enemies attacking each other. And then if you use the enhanced action, you can move the minion up to 2 hexes before dealing the damage. That is really cool. So that is where this is going. I can do it because I already have Sabotage Turret. I thought I was going to do this one so that Shatika could move more easily, but no, that's great. Now, unfortunately, I really need Tali to move for Wrex to be able to get in there and take out the mech, but if Tali moves, the mech will instantly kill her because of where her shields are at. So that's kind of a bad thing. She can't really move. If I had this energy drain, I could use it, but I'm not going to go that route. I want Sabotage Enemy, even though I can't use it right in this moment. So I guess I will hack this turret where Chitika is. Just disable it so it can't fire on me. And since I can't move without dying, I can't take a mission action here. I can't revive anyone. Drone attack won't do anything, so I guess I'll do a pistol burst, and I'll use this enhanced action. So I do 2 damage to that Atlas mech. Oh, and an attack made by a squad mate without a mech code cannot deal more than 1 damage to the Atlas mech. Okay, so 1 damage, and it has 6 shields. So I don't know how in the world I'm going to take care of that thing. Only Shepherd can do damage to it, more than 1. Boy, that's going to be a big problem. I got to lure it out of there, but I can't do that right now because Tali will die if I move. Eesh, I'm in a bad spot. Okay, well, what is this hazard card? Activate each assault trooper, then spawn a minion at the furthest empty spawn hex. Well, there are no assault troopers, so I've got to spawn a minion first on the closest empty hex, and it's a tie between that one up there and that one down there. And I'm going to do the lower one. All right, so we've got an assault trooper, and then spawn a minion at the furthest empty hex. And that's going to be this one here. And we've got an engineer. Okay. So Liara is last, and these are just all movement, so I guess we'll roll them all. All right, so we've got a movement and an enhanced action, a regular action. And so I'll use the enhanced action here to do a pistol shot, and this enemy is within 3, so she can do 3 damage and take that enemy out. Try and minimize the number of enemies here. And I guess I'll have Liara move 2. 1, 2, and get whatever that loot is. That's another intel, okay. One more of those would be good. And I can't do anything with this, so I'll just place it here. And the hazard card says, activate each assault trooper and guardian. And wouldn't you know it, we only have an engineer. So I'm just going to have to spawn 2 enemies on the closest spaces. So the first one is going to be here. Oh, that's a strong one. And the second closest space is either here or here, and I guess I'll do this one again because I've had good luck clearing that space. Okay, that's the end of that round. So I don't know how I'm going to get past this mech in the door, because this clears now. Well, I guess everybody's shields go back up, so now Tali could survive an opportunity attack from that mech. Oh, and I meant to, recall the drone at the end of Tali's turn. I'm going to put it back there. All right, let's take these back. And pass this on point marker to Liara. She's going to go first. Everybody's recovered. The map looks right. Okay. Oh, got to pass out the cards. I knew there was something else. 1, 2, 3, 4. Liara's first. Let's roll for Liara. One star. 1 out of 13. Oop. Okay, we'll start by doing stasis. So that's stun a minion in Liara's line of fire, but she has pure biotic now, so lift and stasis can target enemies outside Liara's line of fire as long as they're within 3 hexes. So this one is within 3 hexes. So this one is stunned. And we just need her to get closer to the action. So she can move 3, 1, 2, 3, and then move 3 again. 1, 2, 3. I think that should be okay. So maybe she can play some sort of support role back there, or hopefully later she can get into the fight a little more with this mech. But I think that's all she's going to be able to do for now. So let's check the hazard card. Escalation. Okay, so that's the second escalation. Draw a new card. Defense turrets. So each active turret deals 1 damage to each squad mate in their line of fire. Then we got to draw again. All right, so that one doesn't hit anyone. This one does not. That one's not active. That one doesn't hit anyone. That one doesn't. So it's just that one that's going to hit Tali for 1. Why Tali? And then draw another card. Activate each guardian. So we don't have an active guardian, so we have to draw a new enemy, and they'll spawn right there next to Liara. And then we have to spawn another one at the furthest point from Liara. So, ouch, strong engineer. And then I've got to spawn in one of these 2 places. They're both equally far away, so I'll do this one here. And that is another engineer. Okay. So Shepard is next. What is Shepard going to do? Shepard's the only one that can do more than 1 damage at a time to the Atlas mech, but at most Shepard's going to do 4 in 1 round. And she's not going to get close enough to do 4 damage this round either. So let's go ahead and roll everything and see what I can do. Got a star, but I don't need it. Okay. All right, so this is going to be a pretty dumb turn. I'm going to move 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought I was going to move a third time, but that's not going to happen. All right, so let's take that back. I can't move that many times. Started here, and I moved 1, 2, 3. I'm still good with that. In fact, I'm going to back all the way up. I've got a better idea. I'm going to shoot with the enhanced action to do 2 damage. That engineer, and because I have adrenaline rush, before you resolve shoot, you may move into an adjacent hex. So I'm going to move here and then shoot and do 2 damage, and that engineer has 3 health. And now I'll take a regular action to shoot a second time, and I will move again and fire, and that's 3rd damage, so I've taken out this enemy. And now I'll take a move 3 action, 1, 2, 3, and get these 2 loot. It's got a med kit and a grenade that does 2 damage, okay? And that was Shepard's kind of wild turn. That turned out okay. Let's see, the hazard card. It's our 3rd escalation. So we do need to resolve 1 more hazard card before we shuffle these. I did ask the designers that. So we activate each engineer. We do have 2 engineers down here. Oh, and 1 up there. Oh, okay. Well, these 2 can't hit anyone, so they're just going to get in position too. So this one's going to move, and this one's going to move. And now they can both fire on Liara. And this one can also fire on Liara, so that one's going to do 3 damage to her. 1, 2, 3. And then I need to spawn a minion at the closest empty hex to Shepard, which is going to be right next to her. So we've got a Guardian. It's getting crowded, and I don't like it. So now we shuffle these and all of our discards into a single deck. Make a new deck. The only thing that does not go in there are the cards that are already out and the reprieve card, which is out of the game after we got that. So now there's this additional rule that is going to trigger. So the Bay Awakens. If the hazard deck is reshuffled, read story paragraph 108. So I will do that now. Okay, there's our new deck. And we do need to mark that we've shuffled once. So, okay, let's read 108. What's that sound? Wrex growls. Anyone else hear that sound? Always with the reinforcements. Garrus sighs, sighting up. Any shrouded areas are immediately revealed. Oh, okay. I didn't anticipate that, so I guess this door is unlocked all of a sudden. And this second Atlas mech is active. All right. So that's a change in plans. Either way, there's an Atlas mech right inside each of those doors. Like, I don't know how I'm going to take one of these things out. I'm struggling with this one, but let's see what Wrex can do about it. Wrex is next. I'm going to roll all of the dice. 2 stars. And re-roll. Okay. And Wrex really can't get in there to the mech because Tali's in the way. Tali goes next. So the turn order is causing some issues for me. So I'm going to do an enhanced die on Shotgun Blast to do 4 damage and take out this Guardian. Probably just a good idea. And now I'm going to have Wrex move twice. 1, 2 to get this double loot. Maybe this will solve some problems. They were both metagels. So I've got 3 metagels, which is good. A grenade that'll do 2 damage, and then 2 intel. And the only loot left are these 2 here. So if I want the 3rd intel, I guess I'm going in that room. And I think I'm going to take this move 2 action, place it here, and just not move. I'm not going to take the benefits. I think I want Tali to get out of the way. And then if this mech can come out, Wrex can hopefully fight it from that corner. Although he can only do 1 damage at a time. Oof, that's rough. So maybe I do want Wrex to move. No, whoever's in that corner is going to be totally trapped. Yeah, okay, so I will have Wrex move too, but he's going to go 1, 2 onto this enemy spawn spot so we can try and get a little control of this area. And that's it for Wrex's turn. So let's see the hazard card. Spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, then activate each guardian. So we've only got engineers out there right now. This is an assault trooper, so we spawn there, activate each guardian. There isn't one, so the next closest space is here, and we get another engineer. And Tali is last. She's got all 4 dice, though, and she's going to go twice in a row. She's going to get on point going into the next round. So Tali is up. Let's roll. That's an interesting roll. And she's really not going to be able to do much. So we're going to start by having her move twice. And we'll just go up to this spot. And that's going to cause... Oops, Chatika stays behind. That's going to cause an opportunity attack from this Atlas mech of 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. So her shields are out. And now she'll use a standard action to hack. So she's going to disable this turret, just so it does not accidentally attack her later. And now it's easier for her to do sabotage with that one as well. So I guess just for fun, she'll do the sabotage turret. So choose a disabled turret, deal 2 damage to each enemy in that turret's line of fire. Oh, I guess I have real options for that one. I don't have to just mess around. Oh, that's great. Okay. So I'll choose this disabled turret and do 2 damage to that enemy and 2 damage to that one, and that takes them both out. That was actually very useful. I was thinking I was just going to attack the mech and do damage even though I couldn't take it out. Oh, and then I'll take this standard action with sabotage enemy. Choose a minion with a range tag. So let's choose this engineer here. And deal damage equal to its attack value to an enemy in its line of fire. So I'm going to have this engineer attack this one, does 2 damage. This one has 2 health, so this engineer is taken out. Okay, that was fun. And that was all of Tali's actions. So her hazard card is activate each elite enemy. No, come on. So this one is going to attack Tali again, 3 damage, 1, 2. Tali's down. Man, after all that work, trying to get Tali out of there. It took like a whole round. Oh, that stinks. And then I've got to activate this one, which at least comes out of the room. That might be a good thing. And then spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to Tali. So, right there. So maybe Liara just needs to like back off and draw that mech out. But of course, Liara is going to go, well, not last. Okay, we'll see. All right, that's what that card was. That was bad. So these dice are locked, but this one does come back. Let me grab these, and these, and these, and check the map. This is active again, and everybody's shields reset, and we get new cards. And the on-point token passes this way. It's going to Wrex. So I don't know what I want him to do, but let's roll and see what our options are. Oops. And we've got 1 star. That'd be great if Wrex had mech codes and could attack the mechs. So yeah, I think I need to draw that back out because I now need to take that one out either way to complete the mission. I either need to take out both mechs or I need to take out that one to get to that terminal. So I'm going to have Wrex start getting in position, move twice, 1, 2, and then do an enhanced shotgun blast to this guy, take him out, and then move to, again, 1, 2. So preparing to attack that mech over there. And he's not in the line of fire of any turrets, so that's good. So I just don't want this guardian to activate immediately. Defense turrets, that should be okay. Because I've disabled a couple of them, so no one's in that line of fire, or that line, or that line, or that line. All right, so that one just gets discarded. We redraw, activate each assault trooper. That is okay, because there aren't any assault troopers. So we need to draw. There we go. And activate each elite enemy. So wouldn't you know it, This one can't attack anyone, so it comes out and moves 2 spaces. Thank goodness. And this one is going to attack Liara for 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't love that as much. I wanted to move Liara before that activated. That's just how it's going to be, though. So that was Wrex. Now Liara is up next. Let's roll these. Of course, Liara cannot move now. If she moves out of the way, there'll be an opportunity attack and she'll be dead. I mean, I guess I could have Wrex revive her, but that would not be super helpful. And if Liara does try and move and the opportunity attack kills her, I don't know if she dies, I guess, on that hex before she moves, probably, rather than the space that I was moving her to. I don't really want to let Liara die. Man, but it's going to be a while before she goes again. This is really not a good position to be in. And did I roll after Wrex went? I don't remember. I'm losing track of my rolls. I'm staring at the board too long. Shoot, I'm going to assume that I rolled. I don't recall. So I see this is on a 1 space. Maybe I should take a look at what's going to happen at the end of this turn. Escalation and then redraw. So it's going to be random. That does not help me at all. And it's just going to be so long before she goes again. I'm thinking if I do lift and pistol shot to that Atlas mech, that's 2 attacks. It'll do 2 damage to it. And then if I can move Shepard down to here and attack it twice with enhanced pistol shoot, that'd be 4 more damage. It would take out at least the first level of the shields, but it's going to leave me too exposed. So instead I'll do enhanced pistol shot for Liara against this enemy. So this does 3 damage. This guy has 4 health. And then she'll do lift that deals 1 more damage. So this guy's gone. And then we'll just use this one here to do a stun with stasis using pure biotic from around the corner and just do that. So Wrex is safe until the end of this round. So now we get this escalation card and draw a new card. Activate each assault trooper and engineer. And so this engineer can't attack anyone, so they're going to move. This engineer can attack either of them. So they both have 3 health, so I get to choose. I'm going to attack Wrex. He's going to take 2 hits. 1, 2, because he's still got shields. So those were the engineers, but there was no assault trooper to activate, so I've got to add another enemy via spawn. I am just getting wrecked. Okay, Shepard, you're up. What can you do with these 4 dice? I mean, this seems good. Let's lock it. Let's roll these. Man, okay. Well, that's going to limit what I can do. I've got 4 actions, though. So I guess we'll do an enhanced die on shoot, do 2 damage to this engineer and take them out. And then I guess I'll use an enhanced die to do 2 damage to this Atlas mech, and I can move first with adrenaline, so I do 2 damage out of 6. So I'm not even going to mark it. It doesn't matter. But now I can do a revive action for Liara. Or I'm sorry, for Tali. So I take that back. Here's Tali with her drone. She has 1 health and full shields. And I guess we might as well do first aid, and she can recover the rest of her health. So activate each guardian, which there is 1 here, and it can shoot Liara for 2. 1, 2. She's nearly dead. And then spawn a minion at the closest space. So the closest space is going to be just around the corner. All right, so that's the end of that round. So where's the on point? This passes to Shepard again, huh? So that goes to Shepard. We're going to recover all the dice. Shields go back up. This enemy goes back to here. And pass out 4 cards. Man, I feel like I'm just stuck in this loop and I can't get out. This is kind of a what's the word I'm looking for? Grind. I'm just grinding through this mission. Only 1 star. Didn't need it. Okay. Man, this whole mission is like botched. I still want to go the Paragon route. That is going to be exceedingly difficult. But I'm going to try. So I'm going to start by moving Shepherd too. This is probably very foolish. I'm just going to lose. Shepherd's going to die. But I'm going to go 1, 2. And so there's an opportunity attack from that Atlas mech. 1, 2, 3. That's not the greatest. Man, I wish I had Carnage. That would help. But I'll use the Paragon die here to do 2 damage, shoot the Atlas mech, shooting this one back here. So that does 2 damage, and Shepherd has the code, so it actually does the full 2 damage. Let's mark it here. And then another enhanced die to do 2 more damage. So that's 3, 4 out of 6. And then I'll use this last enhanced die to do first aid for Liara because they're adjacent, and she's going to recover 2 hit points. So she's back to full health. And now we check the card, activate each engineer, and then spawn a minion at the furthest spot. So let's activate each engineer. So there's one here who can't hit anyone, so they'll move 1, 2 spaces. And this one will attack, and it can either do 2 damage to Wrex or to Liara, who both have the same health. So I'm going to choose Wrex. He loses 2 shield. And now I've got to spawn the furthest spawn point. So that's going to be this one here. And Wrex is up next. Let's roll for Wrex. 1 star. I'm already filled up on the enraged track. And I guess I'll clear out some of the other enemies. I'm going to do Shotgun Blast, enhance, so 4 damage, and I'm going to resolve it twice to take out this engineer and this guardian. And for now, I'm just going to have Wrex sort of protect the rear. So we're going to move twice, 1, 2, and then do another enhanced Shotgun Blast to take out this engineer. And so we check the hazard, activate each guardian and engineer. So this guardian is going to do 2 damage to Liara. 1, 2. Boy, that's going to make it hard for her to move. And this engineer can't hit anyone, but they're closest to Wrex, so we're going to have them move 1, 2. Start getting closer. Now, Tally is up next. And here's how Tally's going to save the day. She is going to move 3 spaces. Chitika stays there. 1, 2, 3. And get onto those codes. And then use an action we do a mission action to gather the codes. So now Tally can also do attacks to the mechs, but she did go out of line of sight of that one, which she was adjacent to. So that's going to do 3 damage, opportunity attack. And she's got 1 action left. So she's going to take a regular action on Sabotage Turret. And there's a disabled turret right there. So choose a disabled turret, deal 2 damage to each enemy in that turret's line of fire. And because she has this, I think I can do the full 2 damage now. So 2 more to that mech brings it up to 6 damage. So I finally got through the first shield on that mech that's in my way. And this enemy is also in that line of sight, so that enemy takes 2 damage as well. So we'll check this hazard card. Activate each guardian. Is that what that is? Yeah, that's a guardian. Activate each guardian, then spawn a minion at the furthest empty hex from Tally. No. So that guardian does 2 damage and can either target Shepherd or Liara, and Liara has fewer health points. So she's going to take the 2 hits. 1, 2. So once again, she cannot get out of the way. She is stuck. So she's going to be in my way for this mech for another round yet again. That stinks. And so now I've got to spawn another minion far away from Tally, and that's got to be this spot over here. And that is a guardian. So Liara, let's lock that, I guess. Yeah, I guess that. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we'll use this to do pistol shot to this enemy and take them out. And then she can't really move. She'll die, and she can't really take any other actions. And she could do, like with lift, she could do 1 damage to the mech, but it's the end of the round. It's going to reset anyway, so that doesn't matter. But we'll do lift. You know what? Because it'll do 1 damage, but also 1 biotic token. Oh, actually, you know what? If I do lift first, she can move because it has a biotic effect token. So then instead of wasting this, I'll still use it. Have her get out of the way. Yeah, she's going to go 1, 2, and there's an opportunity attack. That's only going to do 1 damage instead of 3. So she takes a hit. Okay, and now she's out of the way. Still in line of sight of this one, though, so that's pretty dangerous. Maybe instead of 3, I should only, or instead of moving 2, maybe I should just move the 1 space. Okay, well, I'm getting sort of somewhere now. Activate each assault trooper, then spawn a minion at the closest space. So there are no assault troopers, so I'm just going to be spawning 2 minions at the 2 closest spaces. So one will be here, and one will be here. Oof. And that is the end of whatever round that was. So let's gather the dice back. At least everyone's still alive. Tali was down for a bit, but that sure seems like a while ago. So shields go back up. Man, everybody was down on shields. And that biotic effect token goes away. This damage goes away. We pass this to Liara. Everybody gets a new card. And we roll. So 3 stars. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we'll do lift from around the corner to do 1 damage to the mech and put that biotic token back on it. And then we'll do stasis from around the corner to a minion. I guess this one. I want that one in stasis. That one's sort of a problem. And I'm not going to take a third action. She's just going to stay. So, defense turret. Who's that going to hit? Miss, miss, miss. So just Shepherd is going to take 1 damage to shields. And then draw a new card. Oh, defense turret again. Come on. Shepherd loses shields. Then activate each assault trooper and guardian. So 1 guardian's shooting Wrex. 1, 2. 1 guardian can't hit anyone, and so I guess moves by Wrex. And the 1 assault trooper that was on the map was deactivated, so we've got to draw. And we get another guardian. Yuck. But we're getting by. Shepherd's next. This is where we got to do some damage. So we need enhanced dice, and that's the only one. So let's keep it and roll the rest. We got some stars. We got 1 star, but we don't need it. We're full. Okay. No more enhanced dice, though. That's frustrating. So I have to use this Paragon die. Oh, that's not even an enhanced one. Shoot. Why did I even keep it then? Well, I wouldn't have kept it. I'm rolling it. I only kept it because I thought it was enhanced, and it wasn't. Okay, so that didn't really help me anyway. So I really needed Shepherd to do 4 damage to this mech with the shoot action, and she can't do it because she doesn't have any enhanced die. And she's got the command tokens, but can only use those on other squad mates. So I am SOL. So I guess I'll just do 2 regular shoots. 1, 2 on the Atlas. So it's up to 2, 3 total damage. Man, this would be way easier if I had Carnage. But, I don't. So let's use this either or. To do first aid, we'll do 1 hit point back to Liara. And flip this over. Be kind. Spawn a minion at the closest hex and then the furthest hex from the current squad mate. So closest, it's got to be top right. And the furthest is down the bottom. Oh man, the map was like out of enemies at one point. You remember that? Next up is Wrex. And we will keep this to move 2 with the Paragon die. Oh man, I didn't even roll the right moves. Oof. I was trying to get Wrex to move 1 and take these 2 out and then do a 1, 2, 3. And I didn't roll a 3 at all. Man, I am so screwed. Okay. Wrex, move up to 2. I'm going to move 1 space. Enhanced Shotgun Blast, resolve it twice. Take out both of those guys. And I guess I'll just use an enhanced action here on Fitness to gain 1 health. So let's resolve this. Escalation card number 2. I'm going to run out of time. I've never had that happen before. And, I've got to draw a new one. Activate each engineer. I know we've got some of those. Here's an engineer. Nobody's in their line of sight, so they move twice. And then spawn a minion at the closest space to Wrex, which is going to be right next to Wrex. Right there. Okay. And roll for Tali. Do I need to hold on to any of these? Yeah, let's hold on to this enhanced action. I think that's maybe exactly what I had. Okay, so the drone didn't move. So we'll use Sabotage Enemy with the enhanced die so I can take a minion, move them up to 2 hexes. Take this one, move them 1, 2. Oh, no, that won't be enough. Shoot. They can't attack the mech. Man, I can't believe it. This entire round was wasted. That is super discouraging. Well, let's hold on to this. Maybe I think I can work around. Sabotage turret, and I'm going to choose a disabled turret, deal 2 damage to each enemy in that turret's line of fire. And so I'll choose that one and do 2 damage here and 2 damage here. So 2 to the mech, 2 to this guy who only has 2 health, so they're gone. And now I'll do Sabotage Enemy, have this one move to 1, 2, and then fire at the elite mech to do 1 damage, which takes out that second shield. Okay, thank goodness. Whew. I was really going to lose it. And I've got 2 more dice. What in the world am I going to do with them? I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have anything of use I can do, so I'm going to move, I suppose, 1 space down just to get 1 space further from that mech, so that if it activates, it'll go a different direction and not turn around and come back and kill Tali, because that would be a problem. And I'll just put this on drone attack. That does nothing. Okay, hazard card. Spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, then activate each elite enemy. Yep, that's what I was thinking about. So the closest is going to be here. And activate each elite enemy. So this one has no one in their line of sight. So they're going to move up to where Shepard is, which is a real bad place for them to be. And then this one is going to shoot Shepard. At least it has the biotic token, so it's only going to do 1 damage. It is 1 health damage, though. So put that back. That is the end of yet another round, and Tali is going to lead us off going to the next round. So we pass this. Gather the dice back. Everybody's shields go up. So 6 more damage to that Atlas mech. And it'll be destroyed, and then I can have Shepard run back there to the terminal. And, once both slots are taken, oh my god. Well, I guess once I destroy that mech, somebody else can run in there, grab those codes, and then go to the terminal, rather than have Tali get all the way back over there. Oh, man, I've got more to go than I realized, though. I thought I just had to go to the terminal once. Well, let's pass out some cards. There's a good chance we're going to get our second round of 3 escalation cards this time. Getting pretty low in that deck. Let's roll for Tali. Fingers crossed. So I got 3 stars, so I can move the drone 6 spaces. So I might as well go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and stop there, so Chatika can do damage to the mech. And re-roll these stars. Alright, so let's start sabotage turret again. Same turret, 2 damage to everyone in that line of sight. So 2 to the mech, every enemy I should say, 2 to the Atlas mech and 2 to this enemy who's now down. And now an enhanced die on sabotage enemy. Have this guardian come over here and do 2 damage to that Atlas mech. So that's 4 damage. We got to do 2 more. And we can do 1 regular die on drone attack with Chatika, does 1 more damage. So that Atlas mech is just about down. I've just got to hope I can survive long enough to get past it. So we have defense turrets. Okay. So it's Shepard taking 1 shield hit. And I've got to draw another hazard card. Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. Oh boy, this is bad. So it's going to be these 2. So the Atlas mech will attack either Shepard or Liara, whoever has less health, which is Liara. So she takes 3 hits, 1, 2, 3. And then this Guardian can only attack Shepard, so that's 2 hits to Shepard. Shepard's like going down. This is bad. That was Tali's turn. Okay, so Liara, you're going to have to make this better. Let's roll everything. And I think I used that. I don't remember. I think I did. No stars this time. And this is going to be a pretty unusual move. I'm going to use the Paragon die here for Liara to move up to 2 spaces. She's just going to move 1. And then I'll use this enhanced pistol shot on this enemy to take them out. And I'll use lift to hit that Atlas mech, which does 1 damage, but also puts a biotic token there. And then I'll use the last one to do stasis, 1, 2, 3 around that corner to deactivate that enemy. And I'm going to use one of these metagels on Shepard, who is adjacent to Liara, 1, 2, to gain 2 more health. So reveal this card, activate each assault trooper. We have 1 here who's super far away from everybody, so they're going to go 1, 2 spaces, and then spawn a minion at the furthest empty spawn hex. Man, I needed that. I really needed something to go well. That was good. Where's the furthest hex? I think it's this one here. All right. So now it's Shepard's turn, and we should be able to do some real good stuff here. Let's lock a 3 movement. Okay, good enough. We're going to take a regular action to shoot, and that does 1 damage, which is enough. That takes out this Atlas mech completely. Thank goodness. Good riddance, won't miss you. We'll just place a token back there. And now we'll move 3 with Shepard. 1, 2, 3. And there is an opportunity to attack with the biotic token. That's only going to be 1 hit, which is pretty important. And then I'll do a move 2 to get onto the terminal. And unfortunately, it's going to be a while before Shepard goes again. I'm going to use another metagel on Shepard. Get the health back up. I cannot lose now. So let's check out the hazard card. Escalation. That is the 3rd one on those. So we got to resolve. Activate each guardian and each elite enemy. So we've got 1 guardian here who can't hit anyone. So they're going to move to this way. And this elite enemy cannot attack anyone either. So they're going to move, I suppose, 1 here to be able to attack that direction. So now we've got to move this up, shuffle these back into this deck. And if that happens again, we fail the mission. But I am finally close. I just need Liara to run in there, get the codes, and get to the terminal. I need Shepard to input those codes into the terminal too. I suppose at this point it's maybe even possible for Tali to get all the way over there if I had to. I mean, I might as well have her start moving that direction just in case. So everybody's got codes except for Wrex. And two of them, well, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Somebody else, either Liara or Wrex, is going to grab those third codes. So I'm just going to make everybody kind of move in that direction and try and get them into the terminal as best we can. All right, that was Shepard's turn. Now we go to Wrex. And I'm just going to roll all three of these. And we don't need the star. Don't need the star. Okay. Not a lot of movement here. So I might as well have Shepard turn that into an enhanced action. This way. So now we can flip this, resolve it twice, and take out both of those enemies who have 3 health each. Oh my goodness, and this is going to be so helpful. Okay, let's move Wrex twice. 1, 2. And then we're going to do lift grenade. And I think we're going to enhance that one as well. Let's flip it. I think that'll be worth it. So pick an enemy in Rex's line of fire and within 3 hexes. Give it a biotic effect token, then move it up to 1 hex. And if you use an enhanced, you can move it up to 2 hexes. So it doesn't say minion, it says an enemy. So I can move this giant mech 2 hexes, and I am happy to do that. I'm going to move it 1, 2, and give it another biotic token, so it can't even do any damage now. I think that's a good spot for it. And let's see what this says. Activate each engineer and elite enemy. Okay. Of course, we got the elite immediately. We've got 1 engineer that can do 1 damage to either Wrex or Liara. Liara's got 2 health. Wrex has 4, so they're going to hit Liara. She's still alive, but barely. And the elite enemy can't attack, but can move. So we'll have them move, I guess, 1 closer to Wrex that way. And so that is that card, and we're going into the next round. I don't know if it'll be the last round. It might be second to last. I hope we're getting there, though. So we're going to pass this token, the on-point token, make sure everybody's shields are back up. And grab the dice. These biotic tokens come off. This damage resets. Everybody gets a new card. I can't decide. I might have Wrex immediately try and grab this other code rather than Liara, because Wrex has 3 movements, so he can really get around when he needs to, and now is a time of need. So let's roll. One star I need to re-roll. And then Wrex can also do fitness to heal himself a hit point. Liara cannot heal herself, and I'm just worried she's going to get killed, if she picks up that last mech code. So I guess let's have Wrex do lift grenade again, enhanced. So we're going to add a biotic token, which is really helpful, and move them 2 hexes away. 1, 2. Way out of the way. That's fantastic. I don't know if I didn't have the opportunity to do that earlier, if I was just missing it, but I should have been doing that if I could. So let's have Wrex move 3 spaces now. 1, 2, 3, and then another 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, grabbing the loot and ending on the codes. Oh, and there's the 3rd intel. And we'll take a 4th action to take a mission action and grab that intel. So Wrex is the guy. So Wrex and Shepard need to hit that terminal, but Tali can definitely head that way. So that was 4 actions. Let's take a look at this card. Spawn a minion at the closest empty spawn hex to the current squad mate, then activate that minion. So where's the closest? It's going to be this one. I don't think the elite ones are where regular guys spawn. So we've got an engineer. They can do 2 damage, and they're targeting Liara. So 1, 2. And now Tali is next. And we'll just keep one of these either ors. And Chatika can move 4 hexes right now. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. That's good. And re-roll these 2. No more stars. Okay. Oh, and you know what? We'll do enhanced action, sabotage enemy. Let's sabotage this one. Have them move 1, 2 spaces. Chatika stays behind. And attack this mech to do 2 damage, which I don't really care about. I don't want to take the mech out. I'm not looking to get the... I didn't do all this work to get the Renegade victory. But that at least gets that engineer out of my way. As long as I don't activate every engineer, because then Liara is just toast. In fact, maybe we'll just move them 1 space. We can move them up to 2, so we'll just move them 1. And Tali will now move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll have her move another 2 spaces. 1, 2. So we'll get everybody kind of getting close to that terminal and keeping all the enemies out. So we have defense turrets. Of course we do, because look where I just stopped Tali. So she's going to take 1 hit, and I need to draw again. And I have activate each engineer. Oof, well, that's what I was worried about for Liara, so I guess it was good that I changed things up. So this engineer is going to attack Tali now for 2. 1, 2. This one will attack Liara for 1. She's out of shields. And now I've got to spawn at the furthest space from Tali, which is going to be at the very bottom, the space here. All right. We're still going. Liara, you're next. We're going to... we'll hold on to this either or, just so she's got something she can do. So we're getting low on dice. 2 stars. 1, 2. Okay, what have we got? Well, since Liara's out here, let's have her do a stasis. And she can do a lift in her line of fire. So we'll do that here. 1 damage and 1 biotic effect token. Oh, I didn't place a die for that, huh? Probably should. And then I'm going to do a move. I just want her to get out of the doorway a little bit, just so we're not blocking anything. She's got to face these guys that are coming. Okay, what is this hazard card? Activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. So I think that's going to be this mech, 1, 2, and I guess this guy who can't actually do any damage because he only does 1 damage to begin with. He's got the biotic effect, so we're okay. I don't like that mech coming closer. And for Shepard, we're going to keep this either or because we need to do both of those things. Okay, that works. So we use this to do a mission action, is that right? Yes, a mission action on this space, and then the codes go here. Oh my god, and I'm dumb. I just realized when I downloaded the second set of codes, I never read this story paragraph 89. Oh, so that would have changed things up a little bit, but it says, actually that wouldn't have changed much. It says, and got the activation codes. Tali slides into cover, tapping her Omnitool. Okay, get me to a terminal, and I'll shut them down. Garrus sights on one of the distant Atlas mechs. An alternative suggestion? Why don't we shoot them? Mark this preliminary objective as complete. You can now attempt the Paragon objective. Any shrouded areas are immediately revealed. So I actually had all the shrouded areas revealed before I got the second code, so that didn't really affect anything. It was just a little bit of story that wasn't very timely. Sorry about that. All right, so Shepard just used the terminal to upload the code. So we moved the objective marker to here, and now we got to get the heck out of the way. So let's have Shepard move, and then move twice again. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just hide in this corner in this room, stay alive. So this hazard card says, activate each assault trooper, then spawn a minion at the closest enemy spawn hex to the current squad mate. Each assault trooper. We do have assault trooper. Oh, we got many of them, okay. So they're all down here And they all have to be adjacent to do any attacking. So they're all just going to move twice. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now we have to spawn at the closest point to Shepherd. Oh, that's something. So we've got a Guardian here now. That's going to slow me down. And that is the end of another round. It's round 1,000, I feel like. Let's take these dice. All the dice come back. All the shields go back up. The effect and damage tokens come off. So got to watch out for that mech right now. And we pass this token over to Shepherd. Shepherd's on point. Pass out 4 new cards. And roll. So we rolled 3 stars, so we get to flip 2 of these command tokens. That's nice. That could be helpful. Okay. This will work. So we're going to shoot with an enhanced die, so that does 2 damage, and because we have adrenaline, we can move first, so 2 damage to that Guardian through the door. And here's another enhanced die, 2 more damage, which takes out the Guardian. Get them out of there. And now let's get away from the door, and we'll just move 2 spaces and get this last loot token. So another meta gel, that's good to have. So I don't see any reason for Shepherd to do anything else. Let's check here. Defense turrets. Tali's going to get hit by one of those. She's standing on one. Everybody else is okay. And now I've got to draw another card. Activate each Guardian and Engineer. Oh, and I got to flip this Engineer back over. Oh, and there are no Guardians right now, but there are 2 Engineers. This one's closer. They can do 2 damage to either Tali or Liara. Liara has less health. She has 1, Tali has 2. So 2 damage here. And then this Engineer can only hit Liara. 1 damage there, so she's out of shields. Liara is really getting beat up. I hope she survives. And we don't have a Guardian, so now I need to spawn at the closest point to Shepherd. We're going to end up putting another person right back there. It's another Guardian. I think it's the same one I just removed, or at least the same stats. So now it's Wrex's turn, and I think I can make this work. I'm going to need a Paragon die, so let's just keep that one with that action. And we got a star we need to reroll. Okay, I really think I can make this work. Yes, I can. So let's move twice. 1, 2 by the door, and then shotgun blast. Enhanced shotgun blast would do it, but let's go ahead and do a Wrex not happy because he's enraged, just like me right now. We're going to flip over all 5 of these tokens just for the fun of it to do 5 damage to this guy and overkill him. He's only got 4 health, but he's in Wrex's way, and Wrex doesn't appreciate it. And now we'll move 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3 onto the terminal, and we will use this mission action, 4th action, to move these codes. We're going to upload them there, and we have finally beat this mission. So once both slots have a token, you have completed the Paragon path for this mission. Read story paragraph 18. In real time, it took me 3.5 hours to get there. That was lengthy and not what I expected, but I hope this is a really good paragraph. So let's make it all worth it. Paragraph 18. There's a burst of static, and the Atlas mechs grind to a halt. The Cerberus pilots frantically manipulate the controls to no avail, eventually punching them in frustration. Then, moments later, the jump jets fire and the mechs slam into the hangar bay ceiling in an enormous fireball. Well, that was satisfying. Why shoot just 2 mechs when you can sabotage all the mechs? Garrus hefts his rifle. Crafty. The mission ends immediately. Mark a Paragon victory on the campaign map. Mark 5 war readiness, or 7 if there are no objective tokens still on the map. Oh, and we did get all the objective tokens, so 7 war readiness. That's a lot. And now read story paragraph 55. So this is Joker now. Nice work with those mechs, Commander. The data core is dead ahead. You can do a smash and grab there, or take a detour to the main reactor and make sure there's nothing left for Cerberus to recover. Well, I like the sound of that second one, so I think we want to go to the mainframe. That's mission 3B. It says if you choose to overload the reactor, your next mission will be 3A reactor critical. If you choose to wipe the data core, your next mission will be 3B, the mainframe. And if you would like to attempt a loyalty mission first, you can do that. So this mission is now over. You can begin your next mission by following the instructions in the rulebook. But wait, we're not done yet. Stockpile resources. If the squad mates have a total of at least 5 loot tokens with them when the mission ends, not counting loot tokens that they have discarded. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Read story paragraph 63. Garrus chuckles as he counts off the stockpiled gear. How nice. It must be my birthday. Mark II war readiness. In addition, one squad mate can immediately unlock an ability. Oh man. Plus, I've got 3 intel, so I get 2 more level ups now. And that's in any way, shape, or form I choose. That is really interesting. So I'm going to have to think about that. And if you want to know what level ups I choose, come back for the next video next week where I'm going to do another loyalty mission. I'm not sure which one yet off the top of my head, except that it won't be Wrex's because we've already done it. So this was obviously a challenge for me, this particular level. I just really got stuck in the middle there, and it was a grind, and it was arduous, but I'm glad I got the ending that I was looking for. I was able to get the additional resources, all the intel I needed. Man, it took forever, but it's an all's well that ends well sort of situation, I guess. And we did get a fair amount of level ups, so that's good too. So this has been Mass Effect the Board Game Priority Hagalaz. This was my 3rd mission out of 5 in the campaign, and despite my frustration during this playthrough, I am enjoying it, so I hope you are too. And if you stuck with me this long and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Share the video with anybody else who might enjoy it, and leave some likes and some comments. That's how I know that this is content that you like and you want more of. But I have to go to bed. So that's it for this episode of Table for One. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.